Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So DAX is still hanging on up here, not willing to give away its gains, which is quite interesting. But I did read an interesting article that compared energy prices in Germany to the UK, and there's a very big difference. Germany seems to like having it under control. So to all my German watchers, your government's got things under control by the looks of things. The rest of the world is battling. But yeah, you can see inside what's happening here. We're still range bound. There's no real reason to be looking for shorts at the moment. We do get going, and then the buys come in. And yesterday it was no different. You'll see the signal now, and see what's going on. So from the higher time frame, I would want to see us drop below 15,270 or 215,269 before I even start looking at a bigger move to the downside. The longer we stay here, the more likely it becomes a a coin toss, and I think we're already at a coin toss as far as I'm concerned, because if you take from that bar to where we are now, that's 42 bars. Normally, range would go on for 20 bars and then continue. Higher probability of continue. The longer it goes sideways, the higher the probability of a 50-50 chance of a break either way. So that's kind of the scenario we see ourselves in at the moment. And you can see we had a fairly decent break yesterday, but then we immediately pulled back. Now the big question is that a rejection of structure? And you can see we've got three tails, so it's a story of three at this area. We are in between the moving averages, oscillators all over the place. So this is still range bound. I wouldn't be too interested in that on the 3 hour. On the hour, that's a big inside bar. It did come back onto structure, and I'm going to put that structure in for you there. And we'll look at it on the lower time frames now. So that was the zone that it came back, and then we rejected that, and then just drifted ever so slightly lower. But the US dropped like a stone. I mean, there was 2% move down in the US markets, but the DAX held its head up quite nicely. So if we just drop down to time frames, so a couple of things here. So firstly, that was the low of the day, and you can actually just put that level in there. Well, so that was a zone. Bear in mind that this was holiday-based traffic, but it doesn't matter, futures market. And you can see we dropped like a stone, but then came back. There was a rejection, so that was a fake out, but your stop should have been above the previous high anyway, so that didn't materialize. But this one here, this original one, if you just get down to 5 minutes and you watch what happens here, you can see we break, and I'm just going to adjust this higher there. So there's the pre-market trading. We break, that was around 9 o'clock my time, so that was 7 o'clock GMT, but we broke down, gapped up. Look at that piercing pattern there, straight off structure below the moving averages. There was a valid short entry, dropped first, came back. There's another pin bar off the low, which was another valid entry. And if you just take that one, that was a 40-point stop loss, and then immediately coming down, zoom in here, just above the bottom of the range. You can see big bars, and then it starts getting small bars, and that's your signal to get out of this. But anyway, that's 50-point stop loss for 100 points, so 2-to-1 trade, but then immediately reversing. And you can see there's another signal here, although that hasn't really played out. But anyway, it's all over the place, big down, big up. There's no real structure here, but I would watch these areas again. We are, if you look at the hour, trending slightly to the downside. I'm just going to take that one to there because there's another level right here. So what you're looking for, let's get the 15-minute for this. I would assume we're looking for 15,400 for a move down to 15,269. That's kind of the view I've got now. If we get above 15,437, I'd sit back and wait, because then I would expect it to break up, come back form a base, moving averages turn around, and that would give us the opportunity for a long scalp. But at the moment, this is technically sideways, and it's a massive pin bar that. So that 15,470 is quite crucial. If we do get above that on the 8 hour, close, that's just yet another sign that buyers are coming in down here at 15,269. So the wise thing to do would be sit on your hands, not do anything, leave it alone, not try to get yourself burnt into this. But if you're into a little bit of excitement, there are opportunities for some scalps to the downside at the moment. And if we do start breaking above structure, it'll set up scalps to the upside. But just keep your stops really tight. I mean, a 50-point stop loss with this small position size is well worth the risk if you've got the time to watch the lower time frames. Anyway, that's kind of my view for today. Definitely will be sitting on the sides. I don't have time to sit around all day. I've got things to do. So we'll probably pick this one up either later tonight or tomorrow morning. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.